mine, mine, mine. You're mine, mine.
You are now tuned into Philly's Morning Joe with your host, Joe Castro. Now, you might not like us, but we know you love us. So grab your cup and get ready to talk some Eagles. Go Birds.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and we back. We back with another one, man. It is Philly, the podcast, Philly Morning Joe. I'm excited. The Eagles do not start practice till tomorrow, so that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting to see. But shout out to everybody already in the chat. What's going on, Imani in the building? How many people we got already? Already we have 20 people in the chat. So shout out to all y'all. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe wherever y'all are. We already got Antonio in the building, Imani in the chat. Be sure to leave some chats, man. Let's talk. I want to talk about these Eagles. Right after this, I'll be cutting this a little bit short. That's why I went a little bit early. I'll be cutting this around like 10:50. I'm going to be on, definitely go check it out, Fox Sports, The Gambler. I'll be over on their channel for a little bit, just talking about the Eagles, talking about the Birds. What's going on, Mr. Cannabis? Good morning. So definitely, if 50 minutes of me isn't enough, going over to Fox Sports, and I'll be talking over there. But what's going on, everybody, man? What's going on? I've heard a lot of things about this Eagles team, and I want to address it. Because we're going to start with the offense, all right? We're going to start with the main man, the guy who gets all the blame when things go wrong and gets none of the credit when things go right. And that's Jalen Hurts. Look, Jalen Hurts, yes, he made some mistakes. 3 turnovers is not what you want to see. Am I happy about that? Is that going to be the game that, I tell my kids about? Obviously not. But at the end of the day, he did what he had to do again to go ahead and win this game. We don't win this game without Jalen Hurts. I mean, there was many plays, whether it was with his arm, whether it was with his legs, that he went out there and put the game on his back. That's what he did. He went out there and put the game on his back, again, making up for his own mistakes. And again, do you praise the person that set the fire when they put the fire out? No. I agree with that. No. But at the same time, you got to give him credit for what he did. I like what I saw. The offensive line looked good. Mekhi Becton looked good. Lane Johnson, again, one of the top 5 offensive linemen this week. So shout out to him. Jordan Mailata continues to get better. Landon Dickerson. Cam Jurgens had, the 2 fumbled snaps. That wasn't great. The missed snaps, whatever you want to call it. Wasn't beautiful, but at the end of the day, I think that he did well throughout the game. Again, nothing about that game was perfect, but it was good enough. So, only thing that makes me worried is that last year we said a lot of the same things, but it is what it is. Now, defensively, I'm probably more excited about this defense than most. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm probably way more excited about this defense than most people are. I think that when you look at Zack Baun, you look at Baun, I think Nakobe Dean did all right. PFF, disagrees, but I think Nakobe Dean did okay. I think that he was all over the field. Pass coverage, again, maybe somewhere he needs to improve upon, but getting somebody like a Devin White where I think he strives in pass coverage. It might be a situation where you see both of them on the field at different times, situationally. So it feels like we have all the pieces. You look at the secondary, safety, it's our whole safety room, in my opinion, is a boom or bust. They're either going to be really, really good or they're going to be really, really bad. And it could be by play. It could be a play-by-play basis. It could be one play, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's making an incredible play. The next play, he's giving up a huge touchdown. Same thing goes with Reed Blankenship. So I think that at the end of the day, when you look at this team, when you look at how they're built, what they're trying to do, we have the pieces to the puzzle. The cornerback room, I think, is very solid. I think it's very strong, to be honest with you. So, and then you add a guy like Isaiah Rodgers back that might be able to push Quinyon to either the nickel or maybe Isaiah moves to the nickel. But I think Avonte Maddox needs to be used sparingly, or maybe at safety. Maybe safety is the spot he needs to be, because I didn't like what I saw. I understand that he was slipping around, but he was just getting boxed out. He was getting big boyed, and it didn't look good. I wasn't that excited about what I saw from Avonte Maddox, but again, it's one game, so I'm hoping that this can get better. I'm waiting to see the news on what happens with Isaiah Rodgers, if he's going to be able to come back. What's going on, Die Hard Philly? Said I need this early morning content, Joe. We back. We are back. We are back with it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this show back popping. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a while. Antonio says Q is incredible for a rook. He really is. And I'm gonna keep on hitting that nail. I'm gonna keep on saying this. I'm gonna keep beating that dead horse. I was so high on this kid. This is the first time that, you know, I was one of the, I feel confident saying that I was one of the first people, especially for the Eagles content creators, that knew about Quinyon Mitchell and was talking highly about Quinyon Mitchell. I'm going to be real with you. After that Senior Bowl, I did not think that the Eagles would be able to get him. So for us to be able to get him and then go get Cooper as well, I'm excited. I mean, he looked really good. He looked really, really good. And I feel like he's only going to get better. The one thing that made me the most excited about him, to be honest with you, wasn't necessarily a play or, you know, a technique or anything like that. It was him talking that talk. That's what I love to see. I love to see young players go out there and have fun. You know what I'm saying? You see it in basketball with a guy like Anthony Edwards, where they just go out there, they talk they junk, and they back it up. And I don't feel like the Eagles had many players like that. I mean, Darius Slay, he talks, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's one of those like in your face all the time type guys. You know, Brandon Graham, he does that, but he's getting older, you know what I'm saying? So I think that it's beautiful to see a guy like him. And then Zack Baun, I think, is another guy that does that too, that likes to talk and get in people's face. So I'm excited about this team. I'm very excited about this team. What's going on, Drew? What's going on, brother? Yes, you were before the Senior Bowl. I remember the Senior Bowl verified it for you. Yeah, I was very high on him. And you know, shout out to my guy Tuck. Tuck, he's a Cowboys content creator, but at the end of the day, he's very good when it comes to, you know, the draft in general, just college football. He watches a lot. So I was before him. And I take pride in that. I was happy about that because he's one of them ones. Q's definitely one of them ones. What's going on, Dave? What's going on? What's goody, Joe? Love the channel, good brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, look, it wasn't perfect. You know, there's a lot of things that you could say about that game that maybe factored into the lack of good play. I mean, a conversation we might have to have is, what are we going to do with preseasons? I understand that you don't want to get your guys hurt. You don't want to unnecessarily play your guys. But does it make you a little bit behind the 8 ball, right? Does it put you a little bit behind the 8 ball? And you look at last year, the same thing happened last year. Now, you're still able to win the game. You're still able to go on some win streaks, right? The past 2 years especially, and the year before that. So does it really matter? You know, how in tune do you want your team to look in the first? Like how right? Because if you look at across the NFL, it wasn't many offenses in particular that went that crazy. I mean, Jalen Hurts was still top 5 in passing. So it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he went out there and threw 100 yards and had 5 turnovers. It was kind of par with the league. I mean, the league did not have huge passing days. I think there was only one over 300 yards in the on Sunday, which was Tua Tagovailoa. I can't say that. Tua Tagovailoa. I think I said it right. So, I mean, I'm not too down on what happened. I think that, like I said, there's a lot of things to grow on. There's a lot of things to take from that and just kind of move on and get better. The additions of Q and Cooper is tremendous. The future of the defense is looking bright. Yeah, I mean, and then you add in a Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis is just a space eater. You know what I'm saying? I think that people will one day maybe realize what that is. But, you know, he's a space eater with still upside. I still feel like he has the upside to be a pass rusher. But, yeah, Jalen Carter is an absolute dog. Bryce Huff didn't get any pressures. He didn't obviously get any sacks or any QB hits or anything like that. But when you watch the game, when you look at him, when you watch his play, he wasn't horrible. I will say that he wasn't horrible. They were doing a lot of things to try and take him out the game. So I want to give him give him a couple weeks to get in tune with everything, get ready for everything, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the defensive line to me is probably the most nerve-wracking position. I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe not defensive line, but edge rusher at least. I mean, Bryce Huff, Brandon Graham, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat. I mean, you know, nothing really jumps off at you. Josh Sweat is a good player. He's productive. He's, had a couple good seasons, but he doesn't stay healthy. He's not very consistent, right? Bryce Huff only had that one really breakout year, so it'll be interesting to see how he does throughout the year with us. Does he get another 10 sacks? And then, Nolan Smith hasn't really proven himself. Do you go out there and get a guy like Haason Reddick again? Do you try and, maybe kick the tires, maybe say, hey, would you play next year for 20 mil? Can we just extend you for 1 year and, give you a chance to look for another team next year? Maybe he does that. Maybe we could just throw a fifth round pick at the Jets and be like, hey, come on back home. I don't know. I don't know what we do, but I do think that the edge rusher position is going to be a position we're going to have to figure out over the year. Now, with our linebackers blitzing a little bit more, the disguises and the coverages, the Vic Fangio effect, you can call it, it might help us, not having the best of edge rushers. It might hide that fact for a little bit, but not against everybody, and definitely not against the top team. So, look, we beat a really good team. I think the Green Bay Packers are a good team. I think that they were a little bit out of sorts as well. It's the first week for everybody. So, we'll see. The edge rushing position is the only spot that I'm really like, we probably need to make something shake. Maybe safety too, but I think edge rusher is probably a little bit more important right now, which is crazy to think because last year we had a bevy of edge rushers. Antonio says, yo, are we too high on Milton Williams? He never does anything. He had one assisted tackle. I would have to go back and actually watch him in that game. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't watch him. There was a couple people that I wanted to keep my eye on. I would have to go back and watch him intently and see kind of what happened. I think Milton Williams adds a lot of versatility to this defensive line. I feel like he can do a little bit of everything, right? He can even go on the outside. He can go on the inside. He gives you speed on the inside. Are we overrating him? I don't know. I guess that's really, it depends on where you stand on him. I don't see him as a number one guy. I don't see him as the lead dog in a room. Not yet, at least in his career, he could get there. So for me, I don't think I'm too high on him yet. I think that he is what he is. I think that he's a good player. He's getting better. He's versatile and he gives you good quality snaps. So I don't think I'm too high on him. I think that I will say this. I think that fans in general, I'm not going to say just Eagles fans, but fans in general may be too high on numbers sometimes. Numbers, especially on the defensive line, don't always tell the full story. So give him some time. I think that he's fine. I think that last year he had some really good games, and I think he'll have some really good games this year. Leo says, shout out to Leo on Twitter. That's what's up. Milton is a dog. What is bro saying? No, I get what he's saying. Sometimes, especially going into this year, I think a lot of people expected Milton Williams to take a big step, but he's just not that guy for us yet. We're not going to ask him to be that guy for us yet either. You got Jordan Davis, you got Jalen Carter. Those are your guys. Those are your, if it's a big play, we're going to put him in there. But at the end of the day, I feel comfortable with Milton Williams in the lineup. I think that, again, he's a very solid player. There's not much else way to put it. I think he's very, very solid. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 50 people between all the chats, so be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you're on the Twitter side, you can go ahead and comment. If you're on the YouTube side, you already know you can comment. Join the conversation. Let's talk. And if you're on Twitch, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, because if you're on Twitch, let me know you're on Twitch, because not many people be on my Twitch. It's kind of a hidden, channel. So shout out to you. Happy robbery. I like that. What's up, Joe? How about Zack Baun? Baun, I was saying it in the beginning of the show. Baun is looking good. Baun is probably the only player that has solidified his spot. I think that, especially, when you look at the back seven, I think when you look at the linebackers and the cornerbacks outside of, no, I can't say that. I think linebackers only. If you look at the linebackers, he's the only linebacker right now that I say he has to be out there on the field. Outside of that, you can make an argument for Nakobe. You can make an argument for Devin White. I know pretty soon people are going to start making arguments for Jeremiah Trotter Jr. So I think that you can make an argument for some other guys, but at the end of the day, I think that if you look at this team, you need Zack Baun out on that field. So, he just... Zack Baun, right? It's Zack Baun. It's not Zack Baun. We got to make sure we get that right. I was very impressed. I was very, very impressed. And I'm excited to see where he goes with his career. I really am, because, you know, we get lucky sometimes. You look at, you know, he could be the next on the line. And I was talking to my girl about this. You look at guys like Malcolm Jenkins, his team didn't really want him. Saints didn't really want him. He ends up being a key player for us, right? You look at Brandon Brooks. He was basically thrown to the side, right? We pick him up. He's a perennial all-pro for us. Patrick Peterson, it was only 1 year, but I believe he was a Pro Bowler for us. He went crazy in the slot for us that 1 year. The Saints didn't want him. Nobody else wanted him. I don't even think he made a team the next year. So, I mean, sometimes we get lucky and we find guys that are just dogs. And, you know, so maybe Baun is the next in line. It's kind of surprising that they just let him walk if this is how he plays, because that boy going crazy. And I don't know, how much did we pay him? How much is he getting paid? Let me look at his contract real quick. I got to look at his contract real quick. So it's a 1 year deal. 1 year, 1.6 mil. That's insane. He's going to get re-signed. How old is he? 27 years old. I mean, that's the sweet spot. We got when did we get Malcolm Jenkins? We got Malcolm Jenkins when he was 28. That's the sweet spot. Hold on, you guys. I gotta my bad. I gotta real quickly plug my laptop in because it's gonna die. All right, my bad. But nah, yeah, we got to bring that boy back. 2-3 year deal, 2-3 year extension. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. I would be okay with that. Zack Baun has proven to me already in one game. He is and just the attitude. That's one thing that I think that Eagles fans and fans across the NFL don't realize how important, that attitude, that swagger is, especially for a team like ours, especially for a coach like Nick Sirianni. You know, shout out to, if you don't know, I am part of now Fox Sports, The Gambler, Philadelphia, so I'll be covering the Eagles over there. But they also do have a show with Trey Thomas and Todd Herremans, obviously former Eagles offensive linemen, great players. But, you know, I asked Trey about how Nick Sirianni runs this team and how he's kind of the CEO coach. And he even said, he was like, man, I think I would be cool with it. I think that you deal more with your offensive coordinator or your defensive coordinator or your position coach more. So he's bringing that sense of culture, which ties everything in, that you need players that can join that culture, that can be part of that culture. And I think that Zack Baun is that type of guy. I think that he's the type of guy you can build a culture around. So again, I'm not saying he's, you know, going to be the best player ever to play, you know, in the NFL, but I think that he fits what the Philadelphia Eagles want to do. So re-sign that boy. Re-sign that man. Re-sign that man. That's all I'm saying. Re-sign that man. I would love to see him in Philly for a little while. There's not many guys on that linebacker crew that we know are going to be here that long. So at least Zack Baun makes me feel a little bit better. He makes me feel a little bit better. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We still got 50 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Where are people? We got 30 people on Twitter alone. One person on Twitch. So shout out to the guy on Twitch. Leave a comment. Shout out to you. I'll give you a shout out on YouTube. We only got 13 people on YouTube, so definitely share it out on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's get people in here. You already know what time it is. But yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about was honestly just this next game. We don't start. I've heard that we don't start practice till tomorrow. I've been trying to look for. I can't believe that we start practice that late. I understand you don't play till Monday. I understand you just came back from Brazil, but maybe a walkthrough or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think that the Eagles going against a guy like Kirk Cousins that we've played plenty of times, right? And we've played him plenty of times in prime time, and we all know the Primetime Kirk, we all know the thoughts behind that. We all know how he plays in primetime under the lights. I'm not going to, subscribe to that thought process because at the end of the day, this is the NFL. Things can change like that. We saw the game, we saw his first game. It was not pretty. They were throwing the ball fast. And if you watch any Eagles games, you know that kills the Eagles. The Eagles cannot handle quick passes for some reason. Now, hopefully this year it's different. Hopefully this year it's a little bit different with Vic Fangio. He has an answer to that. But he was, I believe Kirk Cousins was top 2, top 3, something like that, if not the first, when it came to speed as far as getting the ball out of his hands. So we're going to have to get back there. We're going to have to, have the the cornerbacks on the offensive players. We're going to have our defenders up on that line and ready to defend because they're going to try and get the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands quick. Their offensive line is not that great. They struggled in week 1 and they're probably going to struggle in week 2. And Kirk Cousins is not running no marathon anytime soon. He's not going to win any 40-yard dash contests anytime soon. He's a statue in that pocket. So we have to take advantage of that. And then defensively, I'm going to be real with you. They got a nice defense. I don't know how much it's all clicking this early, but they got a nice defense. They got some dogs at every level. So we're going to have to, offensively, we're going to have to go out there and put on a show. Jalen Hurts is going to have to be, I don't want to say perfect because he's shown that he doesn't have to be perfect. And one thing I will say, last game was the first game that he's won with 3 turnovers. He's never won a game when he's had 3 turnovers. That is the first game that he won with 3 turnovers. So not a good thing, right? Yeah, you don't want to have 3 turnovers, but at least he found a way. But like I said, Jalen Hurts is going to have to be damn near perfect. He's going to have to go out there and ball out. Oh, we got a couple people on Twitter, or on Twitch. That's what's up. So we got Shanique, we got Ariel, and we got Ariel twice. So shout out to y'all. I don't know how y'all found my Twitch, but shout out to y'all. I know I'm in a couple Madden leagues, so maybe. Are you reading the chat? I'm reading the chat. Yeah, I'm reading the chat. What's going on, Monroe? What's going on? Don't say nothing crazy, y'all. I don't know how I know Twitch be crazy sometimes. So don't say nothing crazy on my stream, please. Please don't say nothing crazy. Which game do you play at stream? I just play Madden. I'm in a couple Madden leagues, so I have to stream them sometimes, and so I do it on my Twitch, but I'm not that good. I've been thinking about, I've been thinking about maybe starting a little, I don't know, doing maybe online games on Twitch or something like that. It'll be a fun one, my boy. What's going on, Tyler? How you been, bro? How you been? You still in Florida? Look, I mean, y'all got Bijan. He's good. Y'all got a good defense. Y'all got good wide receiver. Y'all got decent wide receivers. Y'all got a nasty tight end that y'all barely know how to use. Let me look at y'all numbers last week. Because I want to see how y'all... I know that Kirk Cousins didn't go crazy, but I want to see numbers real quick. What's going on, Jeff? What's going on? Do you have daily live streams? I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on like the mornings, and then I kind of throw in live streams here and there. So yeah, I mean you'll usually catch me at least 3 or 4 times a week. Real quick, I just want to look at the Falcons numbers last week. I mean the Steelers literally did not have to score a touchdown in order to win. So I mean that's just crazy. Bijan had 18 carries. Ray McLeod was y'all leading targets. Wow. So y'all did not utilize Drake London at all. Kyle Pitts again not getting utilized. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little nervous of Bates, Judon, Terrell's good, Simmons is good, Jarrett is good. Oh, y'all got Street, man? Didn't he come from the Eagles? Yeah, Contavious Street, didn't he come from the Eagles? Shout out to him. Oh, y'all got Kalen King? Oh, no, Kevin King. I was about to say, I didn't know y'all drafted him. Damn, that's crazy. Where am I from? I'm from Florida. What's your suggestion? Let me know. Atlanta gonna be food on Monday. I think that we can. I think we can blow them out. I said this about the Green Bay game. If our defense can play well, we're gonna blow out a lot of teams this year. Try to make channel attractive and dope. A gaming logo on your channel basically is showing your channel identity. Also helps you get more viewers. I might take a little bit more time, put some time into the Twitch. I appreciate that. I might do that. Good morning, brother. Go Birds. We stomping the Falcons on Monday as usual. Their D looks tough on paper. It does. I mean, their D, they got some players out there. They got some players out there. Now, I don't know. They did well against Justin Fields. Okay, they didn't give any touchdowns up, obviously, but hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna, make any bold predictions. Let's just go out there and play the game. That's all I want to do. I want to go out there, play the game, play our type of game. I want to see the defense go out there and make no mistakes. Go out there, play hard. But we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens. Yeah, hit me. Are you in one of the Madden groups, Ariel? Let me know. Hit me up. We'll talk. We'll definitely chop it up. We'll definitely chop it up. We'll definitely chop it up. But see, I don't be on my Instagram either. I gotta get better with the socials. That's my problem. I gotta get better with the socials. But all my socials are at Philly TP. Literally everything. You can find me anywhere at Philly TP. You can Google it and it'll bring you everywhere. So shout out to everybody in here. We got 52 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. If you're on the Twitch side, definitely share it. I appreciate it. Jeff said, feel like this game is going to be a beatdown because we're playing prime time at home, especially after playing on that crappy field in Brazil. Yeah, that field was terrible. That field was terrible. And why do we always get those bad fields? That's what I don't understand. Why do we always get those bad fields? Why in the Super Bowl we get a terrible field, and this one we get a terrible field? Like, why we always gotta be the what do they call it? The lab rats. We gotta be the test dummies. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that because that's how you get people hurt. God bless and thank God nobody got seriously injured on our side, because that would have knock on wood, and I'm not trying to make jest of what happened, but if what happened to Jordan Davis happened to Jalen Hurts, I would have been at the NFL office. I'm telling you right now, I would have been so mad, man. I would have been so mad because it happens far too often. Like, you should understand what type of fields work with the NFL. The NFL has been a organization for how long? For like 100 years, and you don't understand that maybe we shouldn't play on soccer fields. Maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe we shouldn't play on these slippery ass fields. Maybe that just clicks at some point. I don't know. After 100 years, you would think it would click at some point, but apparently not. Apparently not. Check your IG. Got you. Oh, you make stuff. All right. Yeah, I'll come back to you. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like I said, with the Falcons, you got to improve upon what we made mistakes. And that's really all it is. Last year, I don't feel like we really ever made a step forward. That was the biggest thing. Last year, we won games, but it didn't look good. We knew what the problem was. We just did not fix it. And then you made a huge change when it came to Sean Desai, which I feel like didn't make any sense. So this year, it's take the small things. Let's improve on small things. This game, Jalen on the offensive side. Jalen, make sure that you're taking care of that ball. On the defensive side, let's get some pressure. I mean, like, outside of blitzes, let's get some pressure. That front four got to get some pressure. Yeah, I got you, Ariel. I'll respond to you once I get out of here. Yes, sir. Get those likes up. But yeah, let's get some pressure on the offensive side. On defense. On offense, just clean up the mistakes. And if you continue every week, just clean up on the mistakes that you made the week prior, this team can be damn near unstoppable. We have the team. We have the players. Saquon Barkley is Saquon Barkley. I think that there were probably a sector of Eagles fans that were a little bit nervous about what Saquon Barkley we were getting. Maybe not, outwardly or like, biting your nail. Oh my God, what's going on? But there was definitely people that were a little bit nervous. I think that game definitely kind of, subdued a lot of those worries. So that's good. That's good. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. So you have Saquon Barkley, you have the offense, you have the weapons. And that was kind of my worry with Saquon Barkley, is that when you have a guy like that, does it take away from an A.J. Brown? Does it take away from a Devontae Smith? It doesn't feel like it did. So I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Yeah, let's get it up. Let's get it up. Pause. Yeah, facts. Facts. Appreciate you, Drew. Appreciate you. Yeah, but like I said, right after this, I will be live on, I don't know if it's going to be live, actually, now that I think about it. I think I'm recording something. So I might be live later, so hopefully I'm not giving away too much of the goodies, giving away too much of the cookies. But if you guys don't know, I am part of Fox Sports, The Gambler. So I will be on there after this. Like I said, I think it's going to be recorded, so it might not be live, but I'll share it and let you guys know, when to check it out. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for what this team is gonna be, because we need a Super Bowl. I want to win another Super Bowl. That's really what it comes down to. I want another Super Bowl, man. That one Super Bowl got me, making me feel good. But now let's get another one. Let's go out there and get another one. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? I don't think it is. I appreciate you, Arya. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't think it's too much to ask, man. I don't think it's too much to ask. All I want is another Super Bowl. And I feel like this is a team that can do it. And even looking forward, man, this team can be a Super Bowl contender for years to come. Outside of linebacker, who else do you really have to solidify that's, not young? I mean, safety, we're pretty young at safety. We're really young on the defensive line. So we're good. Cornerback, we got a lot of youngsters. Appreciate you, Drew. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Offensively, you got your whole offense basically locked down for years to come. So I'm not too worried. There's not many positions that got me too worried. Real talk, I'm excited. So let's get it. I don't know how else to put it. Let's get it. It's time to get it. We need that fixed. Yeah, man. I've been itching for a Super Bowl for what, six years now? 6 years now. It is 2024. So what? 7 years now. We're going on 7 years now. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel, Philly the podcast. You can also at Philly TP. That's where I usually stream. My streams are usually on Twitch, on Twitter or YouTube. I just have a Twitch now because of the gaming. So that's really it. I don't even really use it all that much, to be real with you, but yeah, 7 years now, that's way too damn long. That's way too damn long. I will say, I know that I haven't been on here for a while, so I appreciate people that come in, man. We got 60 people in the chat between all the channels, so I appreciate y'all. I know, the off-season schedule got kind of mixed up after the Senior Bowl. I was a little bit, MIA for a little bit, but the way you guys support and just have my back is insane. So I really do appreciate y'all. Do I have a score prediction? I'm going to wait till Friday for my score prediction. I want to see the injury report. I want to see all that. But I'm going to wait till Friday. Friday, I'll be live again at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to wait till then, and I'll give you a good score prediction. Right now, I do feel like we're going to win. And I do feel like it shouldn't be close. If you're just going off week one, if you're just going off that. But you can't go off just week one. Congrats, brother. That's awesome. Yep, time to let the league know what time it is. Saquon, Jalen, AJ, Smitty. Yeah. I appreciate that, John. Yeah, I mean, look, this team has just go out there and win. I don't care. I'm not gonna keep saying the same thing. Just go out there and win. The future is looking bright, unlike over in Dallas. Yeah, look, we went 35 minutes without saying it. I went a good amount of time because I get most of my rocks off when I'm, in the best of enemies. I got to talk my junk. But yeah, I'm not worried about Dallas. Dallas is going to puff their chest out. They got a great defense. Shout out to them. They got a great defense. That defense has shown some holes over the years. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Mutt in the building. Another Twitch guy. We're going to get this Twitch popping. We're going to get Twitch popping. Uh-oh. Let me find out. Maybe I do got to invest a little bit into Twitch. Maybe that's the lane I gotta go in. You know what I'm saying? I could be one of those guys. Y'all want to see me start gaming? I'm really not good at playing games. Mr. Mutt is in one of my leagues. I'm not that good, but it's fun. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can hear me scream at the TV and stuff. So maybe I will. Who knows? But at the end of the day, this is probably one of those years that I'm not going to say Super Bowl or bust, because I don't feel like it's Super Bowl or bust, but there's definitely like a ceiling you have to reach. There's a level you have to reach for this season to make sense. And if you don't reach that, it kind of gets to that point where it's like, all right, now what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do now? Now, do you just like kind of run it back? The Eagles, as much as I hate the Cowboys, the Eagles are 2 or 3 years away from being in the Cowboys situation if we don't win a couple of Super Bowls or, make it to a Super Bowl or two. So that's what we got to do. We got to go out there and win. That's it. That's it. Because the Cowboys put together a good team and could never get over that hump, right? And now they're in a situation where they got to pay a bunch of guys that never got over that hump. So they had to make that decision whether are we going to pay these guys that can't, make it where we need to go, or are we going to just rebuild completely? They chose to pay the guys, so we'll see what happens. Are they going to get over that hump? I don't think so. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with Micah Parsons. How the hell are you going to pay him? How are you going to pay all these guys? And we know Jerry, so he's going to wait till everybody else gets paid and pay the absolute highest price to Micah Parsons. So, hey, get y'all Micah Parsons, jersey swap pictures ready, because if that boy becomes a free agent or he's on the open market, the Philadelphia Eagles better get there. The Philadelphia Eagles better figure out what it takes to get Micah Parsons. And I don't care what no Cowboy says. Yes, we want Micah Parsons. If y'all do not understand how valuable he is, which I'm sure y'all do, but if y'all don't want to pay him, bring him on over. Bring him on over. I'll take him in Philly. I do not care. And his brother could stay in Dallas, though. His brother could definitely stay in Dallas. Devontae Jones, what's going on, brother? What's going on? It's Super Bowl or bust, Joe. The bar is high, Joe. We are not Dallas. Yeah, I don't want to say Super Bowl or bust, because if we make it to the Super Bowl or we make it to the conference championship and we play a good game, I'm not going to be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? It's very contextual. Like that's really what it is to me. It depends on how the season plays out. At the end of the day, if, a team is just better than us this year, you can't predict the NFL. You really can't. It's just a crazy year every year. So I'm not going to, get all my eggs into winning the Super Bowl. But if we make it there, I'll be happy. If we make it to a conference championship and we fight, I'll be happy. It's all, contextual. It really is. But if we don't make the playoffs or we lose first round, y'all going to see angry Joe. Y'all going to see very angry Joe. Let's just say this won't be coffee. All right? This won't be coffee if we lose in the first round or we don't make the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now. What's going on, 803 Hitman? Okay, now we seeing the faces. Now we seeing everybody that I haven't seen in a while, man. It's nice to see everybody. What's going on? Dallas window is closing, Joe. In 2 years, Dallas will look like the Giants. I don't disagree with you, bro. 4 years for Dak Prescott, I get it. You had to pay that. You had to pay what you paid for Dak Prescott. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. If they didn't pay it, he probably would have got the same, if not more, on the open market. So, they kind of kitty cornered themselves into that. So it is what it is. But you're not going to be able to build the team. I don't understand how you're going to be able to build the team. We'll see. Let me see how much cap space they have right now. So right now, the Cowboys have $26 million cap space, which isn't bad. Is that counting? That is counting CD's new contract and Dak's. Is it counting Dak's new contract? Next year, as of right now, it does. So as of right now, for over the cap, the Cowboys have $29 million in cap space next year. That's all gonna go to Micah. That's all gonna go to Micah. Ariella, I'll hit you up right after I get off the live. That's all going to Mike. That's all going to Micah. I don't know how. I don't know. How do you pay that man? How do you pay that man? I do not know. Micah want to come home so bad. It's crazy because I saw them, Ariel. They are definitely dope. They are definitely dope. I'll reach out to you after this and we'll talk to see if maybe you want to do some stuff for the show. But no, yeah, Micah. I mean, I don't know what he wants. Somebody told me that Micah said he would never want to be in Philly. I doubt that he said that. I don't think he said that. Maybe he is a Cowboys fan. Maybe he is. He said he wanted to go to Dallas. Maybe he is a Cowboys fan. I really don't care. You know what I think he's a bigger fan of? Money. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to be honest, I think he's a way bigger fan of money. So if you throw him some money, he gonna come to Philly and he gonna be a fan. I think his favorite color is green. And I'm not talking about the Eagles color, but yeah, I mean we could put it that way, right? We could put it that way. So at the end of the day, I can't wait to see what happens. But the Eagles aren't in that situation because we are smart with our money. We pay people ahead of time. So, I mean, the best example is what we did with A.J. Brown. Not Devontae Smith, not all the other people that we paid early, but you look at what we did with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? We paid Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown didn't say nothing. He was like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up, Devontae. I'm happy for you. Next thing you know, he looks at his bank account and he's like, oh, I got paid too. That's how you do it. That's what you do. You make sure he don't even have time to complain about his contract. He don't even have time to look at his contract and say, well, I should be getting. No, don't worry about it. We got you. We gonna pay you. Don't worry about it. He said he didn't want to come home because of being too familiar. That makes sense. What's going on, Dank Bird Gang? What's going on? I mean, that does make sense. You know, you look at, and I'm not, comparing him to this guy at all in any type of way, but the similar situation. You look at Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez didn't, and a lot of his family didn't want him getting drafted by the Patriots. Like, that was a big thing because we didn't want, I say we like I'm part of his family, but they didn't want him close to Connecticut. They didn't want him close to New York. They wanted him outside of that area because of all the people he knew and the life that he lived, in Connecticut. They didn't want him having access to that with a bunch of money. They felt it was best if he just left. And the Patriots knew that, which is kind of crazy that, that was an openly discussed thing. So, I mean, you look at Micah Parsons, again, like I said, I'm not saying he's a bad person or he's a gang member or anything like that, or he's Aaron Hernandez, but sometimes it's best for you to just get out of there. If Bryce Huff, Sweat, Nolan, and Hunt doesn't get home multiple times next game, we got to bring someone in. I agree. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of agree. I think that this defense is really missing a pass rush right now. So we'll see what happens. We definitely will see what happens. But I agree with you. I was saying that earlier. I think edge rusher is probably the spot you want to get something going as far as maybe a trade, or I don't know if there's any free agents out there, but I definitely would make some calls. Drew said, I know you love Micah, Joe, but 1 sack in 4 playoff games is not legendary. Sorry, let Dallas keep him. I get what you're saying, but I do love Micah. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I wanted Micah when it was the draft. I think I was the only one saying take him at 6. I was screaming at the top of my head, take Micah Parsons at 6. I told people he was gonna be generational. He's a dog. So I mean, if that's what we're trying to, he's a dog. He is an absolute dog. Like I am a big fan of him, and I'm a Penn State fan, so that's mainly why. But it sucks seeing him in Dallas. I'll tell you that much. Send that bum Pickett to Green Bay for a draft pick. They don't even got to give us a draft pick at this point. What's the word I'm looking for? The joy it would bring me, I guess, for lack of better terms, the joy it would bring me to know that he is not going to be our backup would be enough for you to just take him. I don't need a draft. I don't need nothing. Just take him. Just, make sure that Tanner McKee is still on this team and he'll be our backup. I'm cool with that. He grew up a Cowboys fan. I grew up with his pops, but I think he admires and loves our team. Fraternal bond. With Saquon and Jahan being there, you can't convince me he ain't thought about Philly. I agree, especially when you look at the drafts and how he reacts to a lot of our draft picks. He knows what we're doing out here. He knows what we're doing. Let Micah stay right there in Dallas at the price. Yeah, I mean at the price that we're gonna have to pay for him. I'm not gonna give up the world for him at this point. But if he becomes a free agent. If somehow he becomes a free agent, I doubt that would happen. am almost positive that they're going to have to franchise tag him. But if he becomes a free agent, bro, I'll start a GoFundMe. I will start a GoFundMe. I don't care. What's going on, Eagles girl? What's going on? Go Birds. He disappears at the end of the year, though, Joe. So do the rest of the Cowboys, you know? I'm not going to hold that against him. There was a lot of negative, comments about Saquon with the Giants. Sometimes the team has a lot to do with, your downfalls, some of your negative traits. They've moved Micah Parsons all over that field trying to figure out what's best for their defense. I don't think they really know. They have a lot of good players on that defense. They were dominant in week 1. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and, sell the farm for him. I'm not trading any of my players or anything like that. But, again, if he becomes a free agent, we could talk. We could definitely talk. How do y'all feel about Haason Reddick, though? Would you go out there and get Haason Reddick? Because I would. I would go out there and get Haason Reddick. My bad. But yeah, I would do it. If anyone could ever pull off such a move, it's Howie. For who? For which one? Because imagine that. Haason, you just got a 3rd round pick for Haason. You say, all right, I'll give you a 5th. So you basically just gave up a 3rd for a 5th round pick. That would be crazy. That would be no on Haason Reddick. No on Haason Reddick? Why not? Is it just the money? And shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 85 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe where you are for Micah. So we got 38 people in YouTube. If you can hit that like, hit that subscribe. How many likes we got on the YouTube side, guys? How many likes we got so far? We got 23. So if y'all can all just take a second, get us up to like 30 likes, I would really appreciate that, guys. I really would. Guys and girls, you know what I'm saying? Go Birds. What's going on, Dylan? What's going on? I want to know why no on Haason, Jeff. Why no? Let's say we get Haason Reddick and still don't pay him. He's going to hold down. Well, that's the thing. You would have to obviously pay him. But that's my question. That's my question. Would he be willing to say, all right, give me a raise this year and let me look for another team in the offseason type thing? I don't know. I feel like there's a conversation to be had. I feel like you can talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Drew said, hell yeah, Haas should have never left. I agree and disagree. I agree in a sense that I would have wanted him here, but I disagree in the sense of I think that the money that we spent elsewhere was well spent. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And you got a 3rd round pick for a guy that looks like he's not going to play. So I'm all right with the trade, but if you can get him back, let's go. What's going on, Carlos? What's going on, brother? What's up, man? I also think he can pull it off for Haason. I think he can. Haas on this team defense would do crazy work. Facts. What's going on, Isaiah? Let's go. Go Birds. Let's go. I was about to say Reddick was good when he was with y'all. He was good when he was with the Cardinals towards the end. He has 4 years of over 10 sacks. That's not nothing to scoff at. I'd take Reddick back. Why not? That's what I said, Drew. Give him 20 mil. Be like, listen, we'll give you how much we have this year. I think we have 28 this year. Let me see real quick. Okay, we don't have 28. We don't even got close. So we got 12 mil this year. Next year, we look at next year. Next year, we're supposed to have 31. How much does he really want? That's the question. So, he's going to get, if he was to get traded, I think he would get guaranteed $5 million from the Jets. So, how much would he want? Would you give him just 15 mil and say, that's the difference, and then next year you figure it out for yourself? I don't know. You blame his agent. You got to go out there and get your money. My thing is, I don't blame his agent just because he's older. he's at the point in his career that he shouldn't want to have to prove it to anybody. He needs that last big contract because he's going to probably try and sign something for like 3-4 years probably, right? Because he's 29 right now, so he's probably looking for something like 3-4 years, and then that's it. Like, he's not going to get a big contract. So, you know, I mean, you got to try and get your money last. This is your last time trying to get your money. But after the Jets game, they might cave in and sign him. They might. They definitely might. That looked bad. I'll get Patrick Johnson out there. I wouldn't be against that. Who is the highest paid edge rusher right now? That's a good question. So the highest paid right now is Nick Bosa at $34 a year. Myles Garrett gets about $25 a year. Danielle Hunter gets about $24. Max Crosby gets about $23. So, I mean, he's right to ask for around like $20. I think that's fair. Bryce Huff is getting about $17. Haason right now is getting $15. So I think asking for another $5 isn't, you know, the end of the world. Asking for another $5 to $10 ain't the end of the world. And I think the Eagles can do that. Yeah, Nick Bosa is the highest paid right now. He's losing a lot of money every day passes. I ain't mad at Haason. He's earned it. Yeah, he is losing money, but I don't think that he's broke. I think that he don't care. I honestly, like, I really don't think he cares. I think that he's okay with not playing ever again if it comes down to that. I think that he would prefer to play again, but I think that he's not going to just go out there and play. I think he wants his money, and I'm okay with that. I get it. Like, it is what it is. Score prediction versus Atlanta, 34-12 Birds. I'm on that level. I'm going to give my score prediction on Friday. Joe, what about trading for the pass rusher from Bengals? Hendricks, you talking about? Are they trying to get rid of him? I'll take just about anybody right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll take just about anybody right now. If they're gonna, you know, help us out, make us a better defensive team, I'm down with it. I'm down with it. But listen, guys, like I said, I am going to be. We received 100 messages today. That's cool. We are going to be live on The Gambler in about 10 minutes. All right? In about 10 minutes, I'll be live with Sean Brace on The Gambler, Fox Sports. So go on over to the YouTube channel. It's going to be in my community post. I would love to see you guys in the chat. I would love to hear some questions from you guys. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all so much. I can't say it enough, man. Y'all been amazing today. We have... How many people we have still in here? I think we got over 80. We got 83 people still in here. So wherever you are, be sure to hit that like, subscribe if you're on the YouTube side. If you're on Twitter, follow me, share this out. Twitch, I love y'all. I don't even know what you do on Twitch, but you know what I'm saying? Like, do that. I do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that for your boy. But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. It's Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere. This is for you.
Yeah. Fly Eagles flying when you on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here cool on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph.